The following is a speech delivered by the political leader of the PNM, Dr. Keith Rowley, at the PNM's public meeting on Thursday, 23rd May at the San Juan Promenade.
Chairman of the People's National Movement, Mr. Franklin Khan, Deputy Political Leader, Mrs. Joan Yule Williams, Deputy Political Leader, Ms. Marlene McDonald, Deputy Political Leader, Mr. Rohan Sinanan, Labor Relations Officer, Mrs. Jennifer Baptiste Primus, Vice Chairman of the PNM, Mrs. Camille Robinson Regis, just back from Tobago. You know she's a Tobagonian by boat. Young Miss Adana Gordon, our youth speaker here tonight. Other party officers, and most importantly, the new man on the block. Second appearance on a PNM platform. Attorney at law, the erudite Justin Phelps. Members of Parliament, members of council, party members all, supporters, members of the community of Sawa and surroundings, members of the national community listening to us tonight on 5 radio stations, people of Trinidad and Tobago, good night. Tonight, I wonder how many of you are wondering how come this meeting, this public meeting, falls on a Thursday night immediately after a vote of no confidence in the Parliament. And it's so convenient to have this meeting because it provides an opportunity for us to treat with the issues that we raised last Monday. And this meeting has been planned for tonight and is coming off now because the government is so predictable. We know them. We have a good idea what they're going to do. And they've gone true to form. So this meeting tonight allows us the opportunity to respond to what is now troubling you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen of Trinidad and Tobago, I want to introduce myself to you because it appears as though they make me out. I'm from Mason Hall in Tobago. And I ended up in Dagobah West. I was brought up by my grandparents and I was taught by this country. And I was supported by this country through years of education. And today, I'm the opposition leader in Trinidad and Tobago. On the way to that position, I have passed through many stations. But the one thing that I always made clear to the people around me and those who I work for, I am not in love with office. As deputy political leader of the PNM, I resigned that position when I had issues of principle within my party. Never happened before in the PNM in all these years. As a member of the cabinet in Trinidad and Tobago, I was quite prepared to expose my office to the wrath of the Prime Minister by standing up for what I believed in and what was good for the people of this country because I love this country and this country has been good to me. So when I come to Parliament and I take an oath, and the oath said that I must act without fear or favor, malice or ill will, I want you to tell the Prime Minister, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bissessa, that if there is any fear of me losing any office it will have to be after that oath has worn off. I have no fear, no malice. I have a job to do. And so therefore, when I go to the parliament and use the provisions of the Constitution to bring to the attention of the people of Trinidad and Tobago matters that should be brought to their attention, I act without fear of the loss of office. And it's interesting that after a vote of no confidence, which the contents of the motion points as a dagger against the heart of the government has been running up and down for the last 3 days, trying to make the issue in this country what will happen to Keith Rowley. Fear not, I'm in God's hands, and I leave them to God. I've been a teacher for some part of my life. Tonight, I want to teach the people of Trinidad and Tobago about certain aspects of your country so that you can save yourself. I can't save you. I can inform you. I can educate you, but I can't save you. You will have to save yourself from the Kamla Persad Bisesa government. As a opposition leader, many of you, wherever you are tonight in Trinidad and Tobago, seek to bring information to my office in one form or the other, to tell us about things that you think we should know, and sometimes to tell us about things that you think the country should know. Last year, December, I think it was approaching the middle or end of December, thereabouts, I received information. When I looked at the information had me so disturbed. I was still in the vein of dealing with the passage of Section 34, the proclamation that was surreptitious, the government's repeal of it, the government's lying about it, the people trying to hide the president's office from it. All of this was going on between September and December. And when I got these emails, which didn't come to me as emails, because that's what the government is trying to say. Nobody sent me any email on my email system. So there's no Rowley email. I got a pile of emails from other people talking to other people according to the document, and I brought the package to the parliament at the end of the process. But when I got them, and those documents appeared to me to be a whistleblower trying to tell me or somebody else that you all should know this. This is what the people in the government are saying and doing. When I saw it, I became afraid for Trinidad and Tobago. Because I told myself, if this is what is happening in the corridors of power in Trinidad and Tobago, may God help the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And I didn't take it lightly. I looked at it very closely. Because in those emails, I saw from the content recorded violations of the following laws. I saw in the text, if any person is held accountable for that text, the persons would be now facing charges for conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. That's one. Secondly, because they are public officials who are named in those documents, they are facing violation of the Integrity in Public Life Act. Because of what is mentioned in there as to what they are supposed to have done, buying and selling freedom, they would now be exposed to the Prevention of Corruption Act. Because there was reference to bugging the DPP's office, they would have been exposed to violation of the Interception of Telecommunications Act. Insofar as they would have sold the mandate they got or sold whatever they sold for freedom, they would have been exposed to the conditions of the Financial Intelligence Unit. They also, in lying to protect themselves along the way, would most certainly expose themselves to perjury. And if anybody in the government was guilty of any single one of the things in those emails, then the government will have to go. That's what I was looking at. That is what the content of that email, those emails mean. So I looked at them very carefully, and I tried to look at them to see if they relate to anything I know, or if I could talk to anybody who could advise me as to whether what's in there has any modicum of life. And I checked the emails to see if they belong to any of the officers named in there. And after I got confirmation that they were the emails of the Prime Minister, the Attorney General, the Advisor of National Security, and the local government minister, I said I can't just dismiss this and throw it away. Where there is smoke, there's fire. And I said, because of the people involved in what the whistleblower is trying to tell me, and because these conversations in these documents are continuations of the Section 34 misrepresentations, and because of what I know this government is capable of, I could not dismiss it. So I took it to the head of state, and I said, President, this is what has come to my attention. I would like you to use what mechanisms of state available to you to check this. And the president, sometime in January, I gave it to him on the 8th of January, and sometime later on in January, whenever, I don't know, he passed it to the Integrity Commission. And I'll come back to that. I went, I done my job. I saw a prima facie case on some of the issues. I saw some problems with some of the texts, but I saw some clear corroborations in some. But I'm not an investigator. I passed it into the system of state for investigation. January, February, March, April. At the end of April, I said it is time to let the people of Trinidad and Tobago know that somewhere in the system is this information pointing a finger at the government of Trinidad and Tobago, a government that has not clothed itself in glory. Because it's quite likely, quite possible, that had I not gone to the Parliament on Monday last, that this matter could have remained wherever it was for the rest of the year and all of next year, and nothing might have happened. Quite possible. But I decided that this was a matter for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Because you see, when I gave the president this matter in January, it was a very peculiar time. The president was about to go out of office, and so was the Integrity Commission. The president consulted me about reappointment of the commission. You didn't know that. You didn't see that in the papers. But you saw a letter in the papers at that time where the Prime Minister was waging a campaign publicly telling the president, don't appoint an Integrity Commission. And of course he didn't, and he went home. A new president came in, and nothing has happened. This constitution under which we live makes provision for any member of parliament who gets any information on any subject, and as long as the member is of the view that the public should be made aware of that information, the Constitution provides protection inside the House of Parliament for any member to come and raise any issue on any subject. All over the world, on many instances, That is how crimes are exposed, and persons in high office who think they're safe, they're exposed.